Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Green Room with Jade Million. Today, I have an intro. Are you guys ready?
Let's hear it.
All right. Today, I have with me a Nashville-based independent artist who's blowing up on TikTok left and right. He also just released a single called FEELIN GREAT and continues working on growing his fan base, following, and music catalog daily. We have FlyDaddyNick with us, aka Nick Hall.
Cue audience. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I like that a lot.
I had Nick Hall at first, but I was like, hold up, FlyDaddyNick. That's your name.
That's the brand. That's
a brand.
The alter ego almost.
I love that. Yeah. Sometimes having an alter ego as an artist really helps. I mean, my name is an artist name.
People ask why I didn't go with Fly Daddy as like my like music artistry name.
Did you not?
It's just Nick Hall.
Okay, that's where I got it from then. I was like, why did I have Nick Hall in here? Like, I know you as Nick Hall, obviously, but it's not your
my
music
name.
name.
No, my music name is just under Nick Hall.
Shit, guys. Okay. Nick Hall.
No, you can call me Fly Daddy. People call me Fly Daddy.
Okay.
Like pretty much everywhere I go, like people call me Fly Daddy.
Yeah. So
which is funny.
Right. I love it. And it's that's your name on TikTok and Instagram.
Correct.
Got it.
Pretty much any social media I try to have Fly Daddy on there.
Where did that come from?
It came from my Xbox gamer tag.
I love that.
Well, it initially was because I was trying to think of like something funny because my Instagram used to be like the Nick Hall.
Yeah.
So I was trying to go for something a little more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Silly.
Silly, but yeah. Well, I always say a little less conceited, which is funny because Fly Daddy's just probably a little bit more conceited.
but it's in a funny way, I think.
Yeah. I think I was trying to. It was like the champagne poppy. I think was kind of like what I was
totally for. Okay, that makes sense.
So Fly Daddy, and it was initially Fly Daddy Beef as well.
Fly Daddy Beef.
That's the Xbox gamer tag.
Where does beef come from?
It's a long story.
Okay.
It's pretty much like. Did you ever see that Vine of the little girl that was like she said I smell like beef?
See, I'm not a Vine kid.
If you know, you know. Pretty much.
That's how all of Vine is. If you know, you know, and I know nothing about Vine.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like the best way I know how to explain it. But yeah, I figured Fly Daddy Beef wouldn't really sit well on Instagram.
Like, how would you even brand yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so speaking of Vine, that's where you
that's where
came
it started.
from. All right, so I came
from my mother, but
right.
Yeah.
Soon we will be born out of like programs and
true,
platforms and stuff.
Yeah, AI is for sure.
We'll get into that.
Our artistry is done.
We're fucked.
Yeah, we're done for.
Wait, but
AI Kanye singing Country Road is taken over my TikTok.
Okay, since we're on this subject, before we get off, I'm just gonna say this. I really think that I was terrified. Like I had anxiety the past week over this, and I talked to my ex, who's like very, very into all the AI stuff, and he's like, "Here's the thing: you can either be afraid of this, or you can use it to help you and be more efficient." And I also believe that people care about art because of the artist.
I agree. I agree with that. 100%.
I think they'll still.
It just depends.
Consume it because they're fans. They probably will also consume AI music, but you think we're just?
I don't know.
Like, should we start looking for new careers?
No, I don't think it's gonna get that bad. It's just like, I mean, there's like Drake snippets of AI that's like are like doing better than me right now.
100%.
Damn,
I know.
I might need to try to use AI to start writing my own songs.
Well, my thing is like I'm trying to learn producing right now. I'm just gonna like get some AI beats and write over those because
that might work.
A lot of people are already doing it, so it's like you either against it or you get on board.
What's the quote? You
adapt or die.
That or what's the one where it's like what is it? You live long enough to, I don't know what it is.
See yourself
become the villain or whatever.
Yeah.
Die a hero or see yourself live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
I think that's like that.
Damn, yeah, because AI does feel very villainous.
Maybe that's from.
Okay, so tell us more about this Vine come up.
Correct.
How you started, where you moved from.
Well, like my brother, so it was my brother Matt and I. It was Nick and Matt was the Vine.
Got it.
We had over 1.2 mil, RIP Vine. But we we were always making videos, I guess.
Yeah.
It started on my my older brother had like it was when Mac laptops were like kind of hard to come by. It
Oh.
was like kind of when they were first, and they had the photo booth feature, and
Oh, hell
we
yeah.
were just making the silliest of videos you can make
Same.
in middle school. And
I would get canceled if those videos came up.
oh,
Like,
for sure, yeah,
I was
100%.
doing insane shit.
Yeah, we were going crazy. But yeah, so like that was just like kind of like a hobby that we did. We just would make videos. And then actually my older brother told us about Vine, and we 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 just really started doing it just to make our friends laugh.
Oh, okay.
And then we started gaining followers, and this was like before influencers were that was even like a thing.
Yeah.
Um and I always remember when we first got like noticed in public. It was the weird
People came up to you?
well, we were at like some random store. She was like, do you guys make those videos online?" And
Right.
my brother Matt like screamed across the room. She was like, "She just noticed us." It was crazy.
How old were you?
I think 15, 16.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, so that's when it happened. Was like
Got it.
like when our first video blew up. It was like when when Vine had its like whatever it was, like the viral video chart or whatever.
I don't know anything about the
So
platform.
it pretty much was like it happened right whenever people could like pretty much like retweet revine something
Got it. Okay.
and remade something. And it was funny, we almost didn't post it, and then the next morning we checked, and I checked, I was in like my first period of class, and we are like at the top.
So was it a
We
skit?
gained over. It was like it was something so dumb.
Like funny
Yeah,
skit.
yeah.
Okay.
We were
okay.
remaking someone's Vine. It was called "Dick to Bombs" was the song. And yeah,
That is hilarious. So that is when you got your first taste of internet popularity.
Popularity. That was I for me, even like with the music stuff. For a while, I kind of didn't want to. Not I wasn't embarrassed by it, but it was just like I was a 16-year-old. Like we were just making dumb, silly videos.
Right.
But to me, that's like where the creativity kind of started.
Absolutely.
And I think that kind of led into the music and
Mhm.
and everything else.
Yeah, like when did you realize you wanted to start pursuing music?
When I realized I did not want to go to college.
Mm.
So I pretty much told my parents, I was like, "You're gonna like waste your money
Right.
sending me to college."
Yep.
And so Matt had one more year of high school. They wanted him to graduate before we pursued everything. So I would actually I traveled back and forth from Nashville, so that's kind of why I chose Nashville.
To
'Cause
work on music?
yeah, my old manager lived here, and so
Oh.
I would travel here to work on music. That was when I was doing more like pop ish
Yeah.
music, which still good, but it was I mean it's just like anything. It's like the first song I ever wrote I put out. You know what I mean? It's like that's just like
Yeah.
how it was. But yeah, that was pretty much how that started. Was the
Okay. So your old manager, I love this backstory with independent artists because I've gone through too. And you don't really know what you're looking for. You're just kind of happy that somebody's on board to work with you.
absolutely, yeah. That was a whole experience in itself. Was because I found him through a different manager, but it was like through social media.
Of course. They saw you guys popping off. They were like, we gotta
Yeah, well, we used
capitalize.
we used to do like tours. We were on like a
What?
Yeah, we were on like it was called the good. It was like we were pretty much like I didn't really want to do like MagCon stuff like that, so we did like a separate one.
Okay.
And it was, I mean, everyone always asks like, "What did you guys do?" And we're like, we pretty much did like meet and greets,
Yeah.
and like we would get like we would just like bring people up on stage and like just have fun and like dance and stuff.
What?
Yeah.
That's so
It was weird.
wild. Would you guys have like tour rehearsals or like
No, I mean,
structure the show at all?
it wasn't really a show. Like I would say majority of it was like meet and greet.
Meet and greet. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow. This all
But
was
that
when you were
was how-
15, 16?
Yeah.
So were you in school while this was?
Yep.
And were your parents just like letting you leave school to do this?
It was hard to explain to them like what was going on initially.
Oh, they're probably like, what
I
the
would just be like, I'd be like, look, like we're getting like when we had like 500,000 followers, I was like it was just like numbers. They're like, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But once we start, like it was really once we would go out to dinner or something like that, and we would get noticed, and
Right.
they'd be like, just confused at how
Yes.
someone's daughter would like look at us.
Right.
Like their jaw would drop and they'd be like, why are they looking at my son like that?
Yeah.
So I mean, also like that was before influencers were a thing. So like it was new.
Right.
It was like new for everyone.
So did you make money doing this?
Yeah, we made, well, because that was another thing with Vine too, is I'm getting more into more, like I'm more open to brand deals now, but I have like PTSD from it because back like in Vine, if you did like an ad, the comment section was like sell out, sell out.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, we used to get like roasted.
And now it's like, go girl, get your bag. Like that's the energy because people know that that's how their favorite creators are making a living and able to create for them.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I can actually, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's kind of cutting out a little bit.
Is it?
From just for a second. It's
oh, okay.
But yeah, no, it was funny, like because I mean we did stuff with Disney, McDonald's, like we were doing some like pretty big stuff.
Was your manager getting this for you?
Or
were they reaching out?
I think they were reaching out.
Was the bag big? Like
it was pretty big. It was
pretty
big.
Fuck,
yeah, I mean
crazy.
So that was. I mean, we lived in LA for a year as well.
Oh my God, your story's insane.
Leaving like straight out of like once Matt graduated, we did more like that was when we were doing more acting YouTube stuff.
Yeah. That's my world, YouTube. Like I was a YouTube kid.
Absolutely. So we started, and we had already we loved making YouTube videos as a kid as well. So like it wasn't new to us. So we just, our YouTube wasn't as big as our Vine. It was kind of hard to transition over. Yeah. But we did a lot of it on like we also saw Vine was kind of starting to die out a little bit.
Yeah, what happened with Vine?
So pretty much it was just the creators weren't getting paid. And
so it was more of a creator thing than a platform thing?
It was both. It was one, like, you know how like TikTok runs ads, and TikTok has like the creator fund and all this stuff. Like the only way you were getting paid on Vine was through ads.
Okay.
Or like
and people hated that.
And people hated it.
Wow.
But people also just wanted to get paid for their views.
Right.
Where at the time, like this was like YouTube's like peak of like. Also, Instagram had just put out video, so Instagram was doing really well, and everything was just kind of leading away from Vine. And I also, this is like more technical, but I heard that the coding for Vine was, I guess it costs a lot to like keep it up.
Oh, okay.
And they weren't making a lot of money.
Got it, because there was no
and there was
ads.
Just no ads, nothing.
Okay, that makes sense.
And a lot of the creators were just like pretty much leaving. It was just like a downward spiral.
Got it.
But yeah, it was just pretty much to do with money, pretty much.
Okay. So you have a manager, you're like going on tour, you're LA, Nashville.
We're good. We created an LLC at 16. I was like,
wow.
I'm like, what is going on right now? While I'm like cheating on all of my assignments and stuff like that.
So was there a certain point where that lane stopped and your music really, you were like, okay, like I'm not doing this like skit acting kind of stuff anymore. I'm really going it all in with the music. Like, was there a turning point? Something happened?
So when I lived in LA, I was there for a year, and I was only doing like acting YouTube stuff. I'd already made like 3 songs, I think, 3 songs. And then after a year, I just wasn't like, I knew I enjoyed making the music more. And so that was like, all right, after a year, let's, I mean, I felt like a failure leaving LA. I was like, dang, I don't, because I just don't like quitting at anything. I'm just like, I'm a very competitive person. And yeah, it sucked. I was like, so we went home.
Wait, why did you leave LA though? Because you felt like nothing was happening.
Yeah, I knew I was just trying to trust my gut. I just wasn't for us.
Yeah.
We were too like, we're also very, this was like, we were very like, our style was changing, but we were very like preppy, like polo, Southern Tide wearing boys in like California. So I don't know, it was tough. It was definitely a learning experience. I wouldn't change anything, but it was cool to go. I always jokingly say it, but it's like I figured out who I wasn't rather than who I was.
Wow,
like
I love that.
I went out there to figure out who I was, but I figured out who I wasn't.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I feel like LA can really, give you one or the other. Like,
absolutely, yeah.
it's tough out there.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was just like learning like who you could trust, who you could be friends with.
Yeah.
You don't know, especially out there. It's like you don't know who's trying to use you or.
So I'm gonna let you kind of explain your style of music, and then I have a question around that. I don't really like to ask the genre question. My whole thing is fuck a genre.
I agree.
I'm really not about that. But you're not country.
No.
At all.
No.
And you're in Nashville.
I love listening to country.
Yeah. So you're doing something different. We'll just say that.
Correct. That was a gut feeling. That was like when I first like when I would visit Nashville and I would go, I always noticed like obviously it's country everywhere, but the people I would meet, especially when I first moved, I was like, I feel like there's just more, like people just want more
100%.
than just country. It's all, and I also tell people, because when I first was moving there, they're like, oh, you make country? I was like, it is Music City. It's not country music city.
Same. And I've had to fight that battle the whole fucking time I've been here.
I do think there's a turn happening.
100%. We're lucky to be here for the turn.
And I think that was kind of my gut feeling. I've been here 4 years now. When I first moved, I was like, I want to be, instead of moving to LA and doing it, or New York or wherever, I was like, I kind of want to be like already kind of like on like feet planted, like ready to go whenever it happens.
Yes. I said the same thing in my last episode. Same exact thing. It's the same reason I came here.
Yeah.
I said, why wouldn't I be a big fish in a small pond? Like that's how I view it. Like I'm different here. You're different here.
Yep.
And I feel like a lot of our type of artists, like we kind of like all like give the head nod at each other. Like
absolutely,
we all are on the same wave. Like we know what's up and we know what we're doing and we know why we chose here.
100%.
Like it was a business move for sure.
Especially recently, people always ask like, artistry wise, I'm like, I like thinking long term. I'm trying to like build something rather than just like have a song go viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like I want people, I like the brand, like FlyDaddy. It's like obviously it's kind of a joke. Like I don't actually like call myself that, but it's just like kind of like a funny like wink kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that, your virality, because you get a lot of it. I love watching your journey on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I bet you that we struggle with a lot of the same things where sometimes pieces of content go viral and they're not our music.
Oh, never. Yeah.
And that fucking sucks.
Yeah,
like
never.
But it's exciting because it happens and you're like, perfect. I have all these eyes on me. Now, like I can get them to look at my music, but it's not that easy, right? And
you
experienced something, I think last year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, the Franco, the
your highest viewed video.
Yeah. It became a trend, which Frank Ocean should have performed Lost, and I should have danced at Coachella this past Coachella.
Oh my
it's
God,
fine.
that should
I would have saved the show, but it's okay. But I mean, it's another same thing with Vine. It was like I almost didn't post this video.
That always is the
case. And I was just being silly, and then it did really well. And I always have like a habit, especially like as like a viewer, like someone doing the same thing over and over again. I'm like, but like I did it 3 times in a row, and every single one was getting over 1 million views. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna ride this thing out.
I love it.
And yeah, it literally. Paris Hilton did the dance. Natalie Portman did the dance. The Blue Man Crew did the dance. There was a ton of people that were. It caught wind, and I had no control over what was happening.
And I love that you said, "I know people are going to hate on the fact that I'm going to do this over and over and over again, but I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I'm going to keep pushing it because I know it's going to grow.
That, and it was also like I just noticed how many people were doing the dance, and it was just something that I didn't even realize I was doing.
And you made the dance.
Yeah, but
it's your move.
Yeah, it's a little dancey dance. But
it's just a little dancey dance. Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't create the dance. Yeah, it's like it's been around for a while. But like it was something I learned on YouTube when I was like in 4th grade or something like that. That I used to sit in my computer room and would learn dances.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also just was like. I took it as a chance also to like, I like fashion and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to do like a outfit of the day while doing the dance.
I love it. Yeah. Aesthetically, like I did my research. I was like, what videos are really popping off? And aesthetically, it really works. And I think that's another thing that's
my plant, the plant I had, I think played a big role.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very clean. It's kind of like high fashion feeling a little bit. So I think that's really interesting. I'm getting way more into thinking about the viewer's experience, not being as selfish with my content and being like, how can I create a visually pleasing or entertaining or aesthetic video that I would want to consume?
For sure.
Rather than just like egotistically creating the piece of content like, well, like, do I look like good here? Like what, you know what I mean?
It's tough. Yeah. And that, I mean, it even goes down to like it's not, you're not being selfish, but it's like, you always feel like you know best than like what the viewers do.
But you obviously don't, because how many videos did you almost not post?
Yeah, exactly.
And then those are the ones that go. And that's what I always think about.
That's what I always try to learn of, like, I don't know, it's just you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And
for sure.
It's you try to like, because I'm very like, I guess, morally driven. I try to like make sure I feel good about myself when I'm doing something. And so I think that, and I've always hated like the like thirst trap stuff like that. And like I try to like make sure I never cross that line of like I want people to just like, I want me to be like silly and not take myself too seriously and not like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to ever be looked at as someone that's like, I don't know, like taking my shirt off and like,
okay, so it's the shirt off, like, because I'm like, hold on, because I feel like you're like the king of like,
I do thirst traps, but I feel like,
but they're not that thirsty.
That's what I mean.
They're like teetering where it's like just, and girls are feral on TikTok regardless. Correct. So it's like you don't have to have your shirt off. Yeah, you know. I
do have my shirt off when I'm like peak working out and stuff like that. But and after working out consecutively, I feel like that I understand why guys
for sure
post douchey gym mirror pics and stuff.
I mean, I don't hate the hustle. Like whatever you feel comfortable and confident in. I'm all for people just like, if they want to make a business and a brand out of that, they can. The hard thing is trying to do different shit. And I've ran into this where it's like, damn, my thirst trap goes viral. And then I try to put out a piece of content that is like my music or something meaningful. Sometimes people don't care. And
so recently, the past 2 days, I've been posting like thirst traps, not thirst traps, but just like I've been posting these videos with like the flash on my camera, and they've been doing fairly well. But I just recently started doing it with my music. And
that's genius.
It's kind of working a little bit. So we'll see.
I might try it too.
We'll see how it works.
So have you noticed that it's been difficult to get the same eyes on your music, or do you feel like it's going pretty well?
Yeah, I try not to think about it as much. I try to, because a lot of times you don't know who's watching your videos. You don't really know.
I know, right? Isn't
so I try to just like head down, keep going, keep creating, and just have fun with it. Like,
and it is fun.
Also, I mean, another thing I learned with the Frank Ocean Lost was, I mean, the Lost song that he didn't even release it as a single.
Yep.
It was on his album. It was released. That album was 10 years ago, and it reached. This was last year. It was in the top 10 on the radio.
Yeah.
On Billboard.
I know Russ says this all the time. He's like, my biggest songs are from like 5-6 years ago.
So you just never know when a song will create a life of its own. You just never know.
Absolutely. I feel like we're similar in the sense of, it's kind of like at this point we gotta just detach from the outcome.
Absolutely.
Because we know we're so far in, like we're not giving up. You know, it's a matter of, what do you say?
Matter of when, baby.
Matter of when, not if.
That's my EP. Matter of when.
Yep, it's a matter of when.
Not a matter of if it happens, but when it happens.
Right, and I love that mindset, and that's, I've been really trying to stay on that wave lately of like, as long as I don't give up, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
and I feel like I'm a big believer in like, just, you're right where you're supposed to be at all times. So like, worrying about like how, like, you don't really have control over it.
Totally.
And I also like something I've learned as well recently, being just, I mean, I've literally been posting on social media. I feel like for like since I was 16, it's like the more you the more it looks like you're like needy and like
Yep.
trying to become famous, or like trying to like, that was the biggest thing I've learned in a lot of the viral stuff that I've had, is like most of the time I wasn't trying to go
Yeah.
viral.
Wow.
And I used to always have people ask me that, like, how do I become Vine famous? How do I become YouTube famous? It was like, don't try to be YouTube famous. Like,
Yeah.
the more you try to like, it just, I feel like people can sense like a neediness, or like,
For sure.
you just got to be yourself and have people want to like have fun. People just want to see, like, they want to be involved in something that's like they feel like
Yeah.
they're a part of. That's more fun than like someone being a trying hard, you know?
Yeah. So, what would you say then your advice is to get in the headspace of not doing that, right? Because I think that's really hard. I think that's a great piece of advice. But when you want something,
Just try things.
just,
Learn to fail.
yeah.
I think learning to fail, and yeah, like, and also just, and I feel like I've always been kind of a people pleaser, but learning
Mhm.
to you can't care what other people are thinking.
Right. So, kind of maybe finding whatever's inspiring you that day and just kind of running with it.
Yeah,
Like, don't try to plan and,
listen to your gut. Obviously, it's like you want to have some idea, but like, I think listen to your gut, and yeah, like, not don't overthink it.
right.
If When you're like, I forget the quote, but it's like you're removing what's already moving when you're like overthinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So, I really connected to a video you posted, like, I think, I don't even know how many months ago at this point. I hit you up about it, but you were like, I just quit your
Yeah,
job and I'm doing music full time.
correct.
And I recently had to make that leap of faith too. I was doing music, but I was doing
It's not easy.
cover gigs.
Hmm.
And I just found that it was taking up way too much of my creative energy. And I want to know how that journey has been going for you.
It's really good. I mean, it obviously is. It's extremely hard.
Yep.
But I feel way better about
Mhm.
myself. Um, and I don't know. I feel like there was. I mean, I was just comfortable.
Yeah.
I was working.
Yes.
I had a consistent revenue. I was like
Mhm.
just getting by, and I was like, it wasn't that it was bad, but there was one day where I was like, I'm either like doing this or I'm not doing this.
Yep.
I'm tired of like the in
Yes.
between. And yeah, I obviously it's been there's days that are tough, and there's
Mhm.
days that are, but I feel like you make it work and you figure it out.
For
And
sure.
I don't know, it's a redemption story. You're betting on yourself.
Yeah.
You're not taking no for an answer.
Yeah. I was doing the same thing for a long time. Like, I was very comfortable doing those gigs. I mean, I
Absolutely.
was getting paid just enough for it to not suck, but it sucked still.
Absolutely.
And what I realized I was doing was, without even realizing it, I was having a backup plan and a safety net. And I probably could have kept doing that. And then 3 more years would pass.
Oh yeah,
And
and
I'd
you
be
would
like,
have woke up and be like, what have I
yeah.
been doing?
And what you just said is so true. It's like, you're either going to do it or not. And my birthday's coming up, and it was just a moment of like, am I just going to go all in or what? Like, am I just
very
going to
emotional.
jump off?
Yeah.
No, I cried like so
Absolutely.
many times making this decision, because I'm like, if I don't just throw myself into the fucking wind here and just pray that, like, I've been right all along,
Yeah.
and I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. I mean, that's the point of life, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
it's looking at fear in the eyes and saying like, I'm
yes.
not gonna like sit down. I'm not gonna like,
Yep.
I'm gonna keep getting back up, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna
So
do what I'm supposed to do.
you made this switch. Obviously, being an independent artist is extremely fucking expensive. Like, I don't think people realize how like much money it is to even
there's just a lot that goes into it.
and put out like high quality visuals, like all the things that we need. And it's really important, I think, to have a business mind when you're an independent artist.
Yeah, I've been trying to learn more about that.
Yeah. You need to listen to this Do you listen to the independent podcast?
Oh yeah, with Nick D.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I haven't. I've seen a few clips of it on TikTok and stuff.
I'm telling you, you're gonna listen to one full episode and be fully addicted. I binge listen to this shit because it's like,
yeah,
everything is affirmed coming from these guys as independent artists. Like, do you plan to stay independent? What's your What's your goal?
I think when the time comes, I'll maybe sign. I do want to take it to certain levels, and ideally, I would love to just stay independent the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever give. I like the idea of keeping everything for myself, and as long as the main thing is like the creative vision, and if I don't ever want to like anyone to get in the way of my creative vision or how I do what I do, I guess,
Yeah.
It depends. I don't ever want to say no.
For sure. Of course.
I don't ever, but I'm keeping myself open to that, but ideally I do like staying independent.
Yeah, for sure. Well, something they talk about on this podcast that I find so interesting is because they're killing it, they are having so many labels reach out to them and say, hey, can we pay you to give us a game plan for our artists to make them as viral and as
That's
popular
funny.
as you guys? So just something to keep in mind. Listen to that podcast. But
I will do.
I agree. Like, I want superstardom, right? And I'm sure you do too. And it's like with that, we've been told time and time again, like, well, you can get to here, but if you want to get to here, I don't know how true that will remain, but it'll be an interesting process.
I mean, it's tough, like doing this as well. Like, obviously, like I want that, but then I always ask, like, why do I want that? And then it's like a whole like rabbit hole of like why you want that. I think ideally, I just want to like there's like the have you heard of like the 1,000 fan is it rule or whatever it is?
Yeah.
That I want to just be able to make a living off of being creative. I
you
think
want to sell out stadiums.
Of course I do. 1,000%. No, I'm very competitive, so like obviously I'll want to, but I think it's just gonna happen organically. I think.
Right, of course.
And I also think if the music's good enough, it'll speak for itself.
Absolutely. So what's your process of making music like?
It depends. I feel like to me, this is such like but I feel like when I get into the studio, I feel like a song's like already made. I feel like it's like if I hear something, it's just like it's pretty much just finding like the pockets, and I don't know, like I think it's just whether you're like willing to find it or not, which is such like I guess an artist answer, but like I don't know. I try not to stay too close-minded on.
Right. So it's kind of like you just feel it out. Like you hear a beat and you
I'm
freestyle almost.
Yeah, I'm very like feeling or like especially with a loop, a certain sound takes me to a certain place. I also think it just depends on where I'm at the time too.
Right.
Because like I don't know, the more I've realized it's like when I have like a studio session scheduled for Tuesday at 2, it's like, all right, I'm gonna write a song at Tuesday on Tuesday at 2. It's like this weird, like I don't know when my creativeness is going to like
for sure
come alive. So
do you have access to a studio whenever you want?
I just started kind of recording myself in my own studio. And I'll do it a lot when I'm in the car and stuff like that. Just driving around.
Yeah.
Which is funny, like if someone saw me doing that, but yeah, I don't know. I think it just it really just is up in the air on when a song is written, and I'm not really giving you the best answer right now, but like I don't know.
I got it.
What about you? Like, what about like in regards to your music and how you write?
Well, lately I've been bringing it back to acoustic, which is so weird. Like I haven't done this since I was little, but okay. What I realized is I need to be able to create on my own, right? Like you said, like, and I'm actually approaching it like an everyday thing where I'm showing up for the muse every single day. It's from this book by Steven Pressfield that I love. Like the muse is only going to come when you give it the space to.
What's the book called?
The War of Art?
I'm literally just I just started reading it.
Because sometimes I say the Art of War and I fuck it up. The War of Art. I have the tattoos on my hands.
The Art of War is another one, isn't it?
It's one of those. Art of War, War of Art.
But there is a book called The Art of War.
Yeah, there's both. That's why I get fucked up. But it's the one by Steven Pressfield. It's all about
the War of Art.
Yeah. And it's really just about like treating our craft as a job, and we are working for the boss, right? Which is like the muse and the art. So for me, if I don't create some kind of discipline and timeline around, even if it's a shit song or a journal entry, like I have to be practicing that.
It's a muscle. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same as I played basketball my whole life, or I played a lot of sports growing up. So it's like working on your free throws. It's the same muscle as like shooting a free throw. It's like the more you do it, the better. It's the 10,000 hours. It's just you're gonna get better the more you do it.
Right. My thing now is I would absolutely love to be able to sit down and record a beat and a vocal. I'm getting that process figured out right now. I just got an Apollo, and it's like the most frustrating thing I've ever used.
I'm the same way.
So
every time I go to like record something, it's like I have a chord missing.
I know.
Or something.
There's
like,
always fucking something. It's like the computer's.
It's a test. You gotta. How bad do we want it?
I want it so bad, so I'm gonna keep working. But
100%.
yeah, it's the same thing. Just kind of being, you know, a lot of the times I'll get like visual ideas too that kind of form a song. The other day I smelled cigarette smoke in the air, and I got inspired to write a song called Marlboro Reds because it's a long story. Anyway, so
you don't
never know.
Yeah, you don't know.
And my thing is being able to sit down with it and see the idea through. So that's what I've been working on recently.
I have like a notes journal as well.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm any like little like
yes, same. I'll do song idea and then just like write whatever it is.
Yeah. People would probably think I'm insane.
100%. Yeah. Absolutely. Do you like co-writing?
For other people or with
for yourself, this whole co-writing thing in Nashville? I'm like,
it really just depends on the writer. I think there's a lot of writers that are. It also depends on if the writer is also an artist.
Do you think that makes it better or worse?
It depends. I think there's some that are really good at making sure that it's a song for the person that we're making the song for, or if they're trying to just get their ideas off.
Totally.
Which is fine. But there's some that are really good about it, and there's some people that you're like, I'm like, I don't know if that's really for me. Like, I don't know. It's tough.
I don't find myself co-writing a lot these days. I don't know. I'm kind of in the solo writing again.
I go back and forth. I mean, I wrote my whole EP by myself.
That's fucking awesome.
Which to me, it was just, I think was something I needed to do for myself.
Yeah.
For my confidence, and just be like, oh, like I can do this by myself.
Yeah.
I enjoy this work of art that I've made.
Right.
And then other times I love the creative process, and I love working with other people. Like that part of like the artistry is like, that's the most fun to me.
For sure.
Is like being with my friends
and being
like,
so true.
Like if I'm laughing while making a song, the song's really good.
Totally. I felt that recently when I was rehearsing for my show with Ryan and Mick, the two guys that I played it with, and we were just cracking up in rehearsal, like and then we like play awesome fucking music, and we all work together. It's just like,
it's fun.
So fun.
It's the reason you do it. That was the reason. I mean, like even my show the other day, like
yes, everyone, that was so fun.
Everyone always asks me, and I'm like, I had a great time.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like I do care about the turnout, whatever, like people showing up and stuff, but like I had a lot of fun on stage, and like that's literally the reason I started doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
well, before we wrap up, I still want to talk about TikTok a little more because I think a lot of people know you from that.
Yeah.
How has dealing with like the hate been for you? Do you feel like you get a lot, or
I get a little bit. I think it's funny. I think I got so much hate on Vine as a 16-year-old boy.
Right. They prepared you.
I'm built for it, I guess.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
You know? And yeah, I don't know. Like I think there was just I got more hate on Vine than I did on TikTok.
Yeah. I see girls just are obsessed with you on TikTok, and you have a girlfriend.
Yes.
And she's fucking stunning.
She's beautiful. She's also
11 out of 10 higher. Like,
she's a sweetheart as well.
Oh my God. She was so nice when I met her.
She's the nicest person you'll ever meet. Yeah, she's amazing.
I'm obsessed. I'm a fan of his girlfriend, you guys.
Hutton Butler, check her out.
Yeah. How does she react to this just like obsession?
She doesn't like it doesn't phase her really, which to me is like
shouldn't be phased. I
mean.
Yeah,
100%. But
that's hot.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And that's like, I'm not gonna say like there aren't like there's always like a few. Of course. There's always a few that like, but not even with her. It's just like we will like look at it and just laugh at it. But yeah, I mean, it's people just kind of they're what's it called? What's the warrior? What's the
keyboard warrior?
Keyboard warrior. Yeah. So it's like they don't no one's really gonna ever say that to your face.
100%. Yeah. I just think
You
like,
can't take it to heart either. It's just it's the internet.
yeah, but like y'all got to be strong. Like you guys are both like.
It's definitely tough. Yeah,
but I'm impressed.
People say some, especially if you go. Do you go on TikTok Live?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's some trolls on there.
Oh, are like horrible.
Yeah, it's I find it funny, but like
Yeah.
there's just people just trolling. On
Yeah, yeah. I'll be singing on TikTok Live and people will be like, "Come on, everyone, we're not here for her singing. Let's be real." Like just shit like that, or just like you're flat out horrible. Like please stop. You're ruining
even
the
that.
song.
It's like people will we'll go on Hutton's TikTok and be like, "Oh, she's with her dad" or something like that, and it's like,
you guys look the same.
Yeah, no, I mean they're just saying saying that just to be funny, and like I don't know, like I don't take offense to it anymore.
For sure.
Probably when I was 16, I probably did. But,
yeah. I just think
I think it's funny.
Yeah.
You can't take yourself too seriously.
No,
either.
absolutely not. You guys, I just want you guys to post more content together because you guys are gonna kill it. Like, and I hate to be like, my marketing brain is so bad.
No, but
I see a beautiful couple.
We talk about it a lot. It's just we don't ever want to force it.
I know. But I see you guys and I'm like, y'all could kill it as a couple on TikTok. Yeah. People will love you. But you also remind me, do you know the TikToker B Huncho? His name's Blake. He's so fucking funny. I'm going to send him to you. He has a girlfriend named Grace on TikTok too. And they're like,
oh, yeah.
You remind me of him.
Really?
So much.
How about the stash?
And your mannerisms and
I gotta show my personality a little bit more than like the.
You gotta talk to camera.
I agree.
You have to.
I just don't. I don't know.
I
enjoy it.
Can you do spend the day with me, like vlog?
Yeah.
I think you should try that.
I need to.
Because if you don't know I get it. Like a lot of the times, I don't know what to talk about either. So I'll do
even
like
that. I just like I like my personal business being personal. I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's hard as a content creator.
Yeah, I constantly am going back and forth with that just because
that's
like,
fair. My brain doesn't even think about that.
I don't really want
air
people.
It all out.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's just like, even that's another thing with me and Hunt. It's like, I don't really want everyone knowing our business and stuff like that. You know?
Totally. Of course.
Obviously, like putting ourselves on a video together.
Yeah.
But like, but she also agrees. She's like,
yeah, I guess I can't really speak from a place of knowing because I haven't had an internet relationship. So I don't know how that actually could affect you in a negative way.
Yeah.
It has the potential to.
I mean, I've probably posted at least 12 videos with her and I still am getting comments. Why don't you post her? Why don't you post her?
Well,
it's
that's
just
weird.
Like, but that just comes with it whenever you kind of are out there together in an internet relationship.
Yeah. For sure. Well, selfishly, I want to see more of you guys because y'all are so cute.
Thank you.
And she's gonna kill it. I have a feeling that she's gonna dive headfirst into content creation and crush.
100%. She's working on it. She's so like
she's shy.
Both of us are like we're working on just trying to like grow our even talking in front of camera and stuff. But she's so shy. And
I know. I could tell.
She even in public, like she just
I know.
It's adorable, but we're working on it.
It's so cute that you guys are growing together like that, though.
100%.
You know, you guys are working on that together, and you can talk about it.
We're trying to be a newer Justin and Haley, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
But like
of TikTok, yes,
I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Regarding all that, but
Oh no, yeah.
But yeah, we love each other.
Yeah. I'm so happy for you. So, okay, let's talk about like future plan of attack. What do you have coming up next?
I got a few songs. I mean, I've got a few songs that I'm sitting on that I'm just ready to keep going. It's mainly just kind of continue growing the TikTok and growing the music and
fan base.
Yeah, you just never know what could happen.
Absolutely. So
but having fun with it. Like I'm tired. Like obviously it is a business, but I don't like taking myself too seriously.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I get that.
But I definitely especially as an artist, I want to be looked at as an artist. And that's probably been the biggest battle with me, especially with TikTok.
For sure.
Making TikToks and
I know it's hard. It's such a fine line.
I wonder how many times we've said TikTok on this podcast.
Well, to be honest, I mean, it's the most popular thing in the world right now. Yeah. So, I mean, people want to hear about it.
I agree.
So you just put out a song, Feeling Great.
Feeling Great.
So make sure you guys go check that out.
Check it out.
And can you plug yourself and all your stuff really quick?
Yeah, FlyDaddyNick on Instagram, TikTok, etc. Nick Hall on all streaming platforms. Check it out.
And who like is some artist that you would compare yourself to, just in case people are
I always,
curious?
anytime someone like in public and they don't know who I am, I always say it's as if I try to make it as if Drake and Post Malone had a baby.
Nice. Mine is Post Malone and Halsey if
Oh,
they had a
nice.
baby. So
Yeah,
I totally,
that's the best way. I don't like. I always tell people. I mean, it's the genre. I always say is like R&B, hip hop, pop.
Yeah.
Like it changes a lot. But
Of course, as it should.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like normalize this as it should.
I agree.
Okay, guys, well, go check out all of Nick's stuff. I can personally say that I have great taste in music and the music is fire.
Thank you.
So make sure to go check it out.
Please
follow him on all the platforms. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of
Thank
The
you
Green
for having
Room.
me.
Of course. Thank you for being on. And make sure to follow me as well, you guys. I am Jade Million on Instagram, Jade Million on TikTok. And subscribe to the YouTube to support the show. Subscribe, rate it, share it, you guys. And I hope y'all have an amazing week. I'll see you next week. I love you guys. Bye.
Happy 420.
Oh, happy 420.